Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear brothers and sisters. Jazakumullah khair for attending this Hajj 101 session Monday, February 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Inshallah, we will continue to have these sessions on a Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time until the beginning of Ramadan, inshallah. This specific session is a special session because this is the first session after the launch and live sales yesterday for the first Hajj 2025 packages, alhamdulillah. So we want to go back and just kind of do a quick debrief and then answer your questions, inshallah. And what are we seeing next? So what is next? For this session, of course, is for those that weren't able to have the opportunity to purchase a package. So before we start that, we're going to kind of reassess what has happened. And again, brothers and sisters, with respect to all of us, alhamdulillah, we believe, of course, we are all, uh, experienced and knowledgeable individuals. And of course, we all have our whys and whos and all of this. And of course, we've discussed this before, whys, the W's go out the window with all this process, right? But one of it, of course, is, and we've seen people say, well, we understand that this is invitation by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and this is if it's written for us, or the Hajj is an invitation and so on and so forth. But there's issues, for instance, some have said with nusuk and the OTP delays and the issues that happen. And these are human errors, right? Or human issues. And we understand that. Everyone understands the frustration about it, but this is not a platform for it, right? And trust me, all the ideas you've come up with, those that are in charge have heard it, have had feedback for it. And I know this might be a little controversial, but I would say that, subhanAllah, what happened yesterday is actually an improvement from last year. I don't know if others will agree with me, but it has, right? The wait list was a bit better than the queue system, right? Had the honestly, had the OTP delays not been done, the conversations we're going to be having now is that the sale ended so fast that I didn't have a chance to buy something. Okay. So we would have all been in there and we still wouldn't have been able to purchase a package. So the difference here is the fact that whoever got in was able to purchase a package. Had the OTP worked, like we said, that would have meant that others would have not been able to purchase, and you may have still been part of it. Because at the end of the day and I'm going to speak as an example because the United States was the first quota to go out and get sold out in terms of a quota of visas. So forgive me if you're Canadian or other nationalities, but I'm going to give you my examples as United States, and it's proportionate to the other countries. But at the end of the day there is the feedback, I believe, that needs to be said, and it's been said already, by the way. Everything you can possibly think of in your mind right now has been said. All right. With all due respect to all of us, this, we haven't reinvented the wheel, or we're not thinking something new that hasn't been thought of. It's just the implementation might be a little different, and there's a lot of other background information that we might not be, been told or we've been aware of. So the first thing, I think the most important thing that we need to all advocate for is that, inshallah, for those 9 countries, okay, that uh, the 9 countries that have been sold out in terms of the visas, not the packages, by the way, brothers and sisters. Al Borj packages, Zero packages, none of the packages. I'll give you an example about that as well. But the 9 countries that their quota wasn't sufficient, I believe what we advocate for now is to ask the ministry, of course, to increase the quota for those countries for the first phases moving forward. That really essentially would be the conversation to be had eventually. And of course, inshallah, if it's written to you to go to Hajj, and if you're asked about the feedback and things like that, this is what we're going to speak about. But what we want to do is essentially, we understand that we want to vent, we want to understand that we're disappointed and so on and so forth, but now we want to move forward, and I want to give you some good news. But before I do so, I want to give you an idea. For example, the United States, at the moment, the B2C, business to consumer model under the Nusuk Direct platform is offering 34,000 visas. All right. And for the statisticians in our group, maybe you can make more sense of it, or maybe you can guide everyone in the chat by what I'm saying. 34,000 visas that are part of that quota. Those 35,000 visas, right, are set for 126 countries. Okay. From the 126 countries, uh, these are all Western countries, plus Korea, Japan, and some of the Asian countries, as well as Australia. Every country is given a quota, as small as 25 and as large as 3,600. Okay, or 3,900 rather. Now, not all countries use up their quota. And that's why you may have heard from somewhere else and publications and so on and so forth that there's still remaining. That's the good news. The remaining amount is close to 14,000 visas, mashallah. Okay. What ends up happening in the first phase is that the packages that come out are custom packages, and those custom packages come out to what the service providers create with airlines. Naturally, the service providers create packages with airlines and group flights for the countries that are predominantly Muslim, that have predominantly Muslim buyers. Okay. Buyers meaning Americans, Brits, Canadians, Australians, from Holland as well, and some other countries. So what they've done is they've created packages that cater to them because those are the ones that have higher demand. Now there's another 117 countries besides the 9 that were closed, were the ones that probably don't have the option to have airlines because, frankly speaking, a service provider is not going to go and invest and buy tickets and pay for tickets for Brazil or for the Bahamas, right? Or for Lithuania. So at the end of the day is the packages that were made as public packages, the ministry basically has instructed or agreed with the service providers to provide 20% of their quota to be public packages that can be offered as a secondary phase to the majority of the countries that don't have the luxury to purchase group flights. Okay. Sister Nadia Makalu, I know you've been sending also messages on the Telegram. The messages were already posted there that the form is going to be posted for Kidana. I'm sorry, I'm going to mention this because it was asked many times. 7 p.m. 5 p.m. tomorrow, the form is going to be there. So please kindly, we get it, and we're going to send it to you. We promise. Okay, I know you're nervous about that. So 34,000 total packet visas, and every country has a quota. So the custom flights essentially were posted for those in the countries, and those countries ran out of visas. So what happens on the public packages, the next phase, those public packages will be open to all countries, but if the visa runs out in that country, then we can't see the public packages because the visas ran out. Now what you're hearing is, okay, there's a phase 3. What does this phase 3 mean? What this phase 3 means is essentially that after the public packages are out and these 117 countries, mind you, by the way, these 117 countries, most of them have like 25 visas, 50 visas, 400 visas, 500 visas, with the exception of like maybe, Germany and Spain, and all of them have a couple of hundred, either maybe a couple of thousand, right? Those are the packages that, or those are the countries that will have the opportunity to see the public packages. What happens after? So there's a launch, possibly Friday. There's a launch, and let's say I'm in Brazil. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be able to buy I'm gonna see here. I'm gonna buy a package. So out of the 600, I'm going to buy, let's say 50 of them or 100 of them from Brazil buy. Okay. And then let's say in Germany, another 500 buy, and then there's still remaining maybe about 2,500 visas. So they're going to give them an opportunity of a few days. And then after that, they will close down the system. Okay. Hear me out here, guys. This is very important. They're going to close down the system. Please stop typing and listen to this. They're going to close down the system. Okay. and they're going to see what's remaining from the 14,000 package visas, and they will reopen the system with all the remaining 400 and change packages that are not sold out. Okay? All the packages. Al Borj, Sira, Jamil, all the other service providers, all their packages that were open first phase and second phase. So all the custom packages and all the public packages that are not sold out, they're going to open them again. So let's say, for instance, phase two, 4,000 people buy. We're going to have 10,000 visas that we can now purchase from, inshallah. Okay. And alhamdulillah, last year, when that phase happened for Americans, we went from 33 or 3,500 visas. That is the quota. We went all the way to 10,000. So that means that there's a strong possibility that we'll have at least 5, 6, 7,000 visas still available for American citizens. The same thing, 1 or 2,000 more proportionately for Canada, 2 or 3,000 more for the UK, maybe a couple of hundred for Australia, and so on and so forth, right? But the great thing about the last phase, as you've seen probably last year, if you've been last year, it stays open for a very long time because the load factor is no longer there. The 80,000 or 90,000 trying to log in the beginning are not there anymore. You're only going to have maybe 15, 20,000 trying to log in, so it'll be a smooth thing. That race then will be based on who can get the fastest package that they want, not the visa anymore. So what you'll find at that point is when we launch or they launch the third phase or phase 2.2 or 2.1, whatever you want to call it. Don't be bogged down with names of what phases there are. But what's going to happen is that you're going to be able to purchase any package that you see now that's even grayed out. Okay. What's grayed out, and it says the country quota. Okay. So what's going to happen now? Let's look at the numbers. Majar al-Kapsh is usually around 5,500 visas or quota. Now, remember, guys, whoever is a statistician or can write this down to be explained better, from the 34,000 visas, only 5,500 are Majar al-Kapsh. What that means is there's 28,500 that are Ma'is. And that's why you'll notice most of the public packages are Ma'is, because they're easier to sell and larger volume. So most of the packages that were sold in phase one are what? Majar al-Kapsh. But what we've heard that there is at least 15% of the Majar al-Kapsh visas that were not sold yet. So we are assuming, statistically speaking, that maybe about 25% of those are going to be sold in phase two, and the remainder will probably show in phase three. So what will happen after phase two closes, the ministry is going to speak to the service providers and basically ask them, do you want to open your packages as Majar al-Kapsh again, as they were, or convert them, the remainder of them, to Ma'isam, depending on the stats that they get. So we cannot predict on phase three how many Majar al-Kapsh packages are going to be, not Majar al-Kapsh packages, Majar al-Kapsh visas are going to be available, okay, until phase two ends. So the great news that I'm saying is phase three is going to have visas. Phase three will have at least 10,000 visas based on our statistics and last year's statistics. So that if you're asking, can I go to Hajj? Inshallah, last year, the packages were open until Allah Alam for a very long time. So if you feel right now that you're not invited for Hajj, I can tell you with almost 95% certainty that if you decide to say, Ya Allah, I will go on any package that's available, whether it's Ma'isam or Majar al-Kapsh, inshallah, you will get it. Okay? This is not an assumption. Okay? This is statistics. Inshallah, you'll get it. The reason why is because you also have the Saudia Kidana package. And again, if someone can post the video about the Saudi Kidana, so we don't have to speak about that. But again, the based on the statistics, okay? These are not just assumptions out of the air, right? This is research that inshallah, that if you have made the decision to say, Ya Allah, I want to go to Hajj, it doesn't matter. Whatever. Remember, we used to say this in some of our sessions before, right? By the way, this all goes out the window, right? The planning. Remember when someone says, well, I want a smaller connection, right? Or I want to go from Detroit. Why isn't there Detroit, right? And well, Majal al-Kapsh, how many minutes do we walk? All this changes now in terms of what is available at that time. Is there going to be Majal al-Kapsh? Great. If there isn't, I need to be prepared to pick Ma'isam. If there is a Majal al-Kapsh, well, great. Well, Dar es Salaam is working directly with Saudia Hajj and Umrah, and they have the Kidana Towers package, right? So again, we have time now. Now is the time where you got 7 days, 8 days. When is phase three? Phase three is set to be probably 20 Sha'ban. So they're basically doing every phase in 5 days. That doesn't necessarily mean it's exactly, please don't take my word for it, exactly 100% it's going to be 20 Sha'ban. It can be a couple of days after, it can be a couple of days before, but stay on our channel and we're going to inform you of this, okay? So what happens is all the packages open up with the exception of the 7 packages that are sold out as capacity. The custom and the public open up, okay? Unless some of them are sold out in phase 2, which is some of the public packages. So is that good news? I would assume, right? At the end of the day, is 3,500 were sold. First phase last year, we sold. The U.S. purchased. I'm saying only U.S., but pardon me if you're a different country. But typically, most countries who their packages are sold out now probably purchased close to 200 to 300% of their original quota. Okay. Now, from the 27 supported Dar es Salaam supported packages with the 3 service providers, there's only 2 that are actually sold out, which is Al Borj 13 and DS Gold. All the rest are going to be available when it launches, and then after that, it's first come, first serve. Okay. So that's really the summary of it. All right. When is it going to be expected? Again, once the public packages open up. Again, remember, public packages, if you're in a country, let's say you're in Colombia, let's say you're in Brazil, you'll see the public packages. But if they're from the 9 countries that are sold out in terms of visas, like the United States, Canada, UK, Holland, Australia, you're not going to see the public packages because there's not enough visas anymore. Okay. So again, to be clear, phase 2 is going to be when? 15 Sha'ban, which is February 14th. Okay. Phase 3 is supposedly, it's not 100% sure yet. So please, brothers and sisters, don't ask exactly when or what time, Saudi time or New York time or whatever time it is. Might be the 20th of Sha'ban. It could be a few days before. And we're going to inform you of this. We promise you 110% we'll be promising you that we'll provide you guidance as soon as we know it. Okay. Now, you can see all these packages online now. They're grayed out. Why are they grayed out? Because you are from a country that you can't see it because there's no visas. All right. So again, everything we learned from phase 1 is going to be the same in phase 3. All right. With the exception of knowing if there's going to be a Majar al-Kapsh. All right. And with the exception of if there are packages that are actually sold out from capacity. And I am done. I'm sorry for the long lecture. So I will open the floor first to the team, support team, mashallah. If they have actually any comments or anything I may have missed, it'll be greatly appreciated if you ask away. Please raise your hand if you have any questions, inshallah, or comments from the support team.
I think you got it, everything, Brother Ahmed.
Yeah. So, Brother Fahim, do you have any comments?
No comments from me. I think you got everything.
You sure? I'm telling you.
Well, I'm sure.
I think if you said that, that means someone is going to challenge you right now. That's a challenge accepted right there.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to challenge this statement, brothers and sisters? Come on. Who has a question? Are you expecting OTP issues again? Possibly not, because the numbers are going to be less in terms of the load factor.
Brother Ahmad,
Yes, please.
Hajj, for the love of Allah and yourself, do not get close to the withdrawal or to get refund or to get anything. Your money is safe. Wait until people return from Hajj and then think if you want to get your money back. For the love of Allah, please.
That's of course, Sister Rima, if they've decided they still want to go to Hajj, right? If you decided not to go to Hajj, that's a decision we can't stop you from.
Sure, correctly.
Yes. Jazakallah khair. All right.
I would like to say something. Kidana package is not a backup plan. It is not like, oh, plan B, plan C. Please, please, I am begging you for the sake of Allah, do not rob others of that opportunity that people are waiting for. Okay? If you sign up for Kidana right now, and it is going to go out, like, all the slots are going to go away really quickly. If you sign up, don't think that, oh, if I go for phase 3, if I secure a package, I'll drop this. Wallahi, don't do that. Please don't do that. I'm hearing that and I'm trying to message everybody. Please make up your decision, make up your mind, do your istikhara. You have tonight, sleep on it. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock, the package Kidana is gonna come out. Please do not treat it as your backup plan. Please.
Thank you so much, Sister Aisha. Sister Aisha in the chat, or Sister Rima, can you private message Sister Ilham? I know Sister Ilham Yusuf, I think she's new to the group. I can tell. And I know she's been also posting on the Telegram. If someone can send her a message privately and just kind of walk her through the process, okay? And yes, the money in the e-wallet rolls over to next year, inshallah. All right, Brother Arif, Sister Angie, anyone, do you have any comments, Brother Saad?
So
Any comments?
there's enough quota, inshallah, for the people who are interested to go to Hajj?
What's that? I'm sorry?
Do you think there is enough visa, inshallah, for people who wanted to go to Hajj to get it?
I obviously I can't predict that, but what I can tell you, Sister Angie, is last year we kept telling people, please book, and I think they closed the system and there were still visas available.
Yeah.
But it may have not been the package you wanted. So that's why we're saying in the beginning, you need to make istikhara. Oh my God, I subhanAllah, I think it's like deja vu. I said this last year, I think, but it was during Ramadan. Please pray your istikhara, make a decision. I want to go to Hajj, ya Allah. It doesn't matter what airline, it doesn't matter what gateway, right? Or it doesn't matter what camp. Then you need to make a decision on which way you go. I understand that it might not be the best thing that you want to hear. I know that maybe frustrations from individuals say, well, Hajj shouldn't be this way, or I need to be able to know, I need to be able to do this, I need to be able to plan, I need to be able to create my SWOT analysis and and do all these things, right? But again, it's not like that all the time. All right. Is there going to be Majorly Capture packages? I think in phase 2, there might be a couple, but I don't think a lot of service providers did it. Does that mean that it might be all sold out? Allahu alam. Okay. But again, we would know closer to that. But we want it to be as transparent as we can. We give you all the information as best as possible, and then we go from there, inshallah. Okay. All right. Brother Arif, are you there?
I'm here.
Did I miss anything?
No, just for my own personal curiosity, you mentioned 5 of the 9 countries that are sold out. Can you share the other 4?
Yes, sir. Great question. So the countries that are you will not see public packages for are you will not see public packages for Australia, Belgium, Canada, France, Ireland, Netherlands, Norway, UK, United States. Okay? There are 117 countries, ranging from Germany for 3,000 seats that they have remaining, 1680 at Italy. I'm seeing someone messaging, why not OMG? Well, I think we've explained this for the past 30 minutes, that you'll see it after the second phase. Inshallah, everything will open up. I'll give you an example. For instance, Georgia has 400, Austria has 417, Argentina 450, Brazil 500, Sweden 522, Germany 3008, Denmark 100, Japan 71. Well, Japan had 100, they only sold 29 from it, right? Croatia 47, Belize, Bahamas, Aruba, Chile, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominica, Estonia, Ecuador, all of these countries have quotas that are going to be released. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. So then
Okay.
how does the process work, Brother Ahmed? Do all those visas get reassigned to every country, or is there a proportionate amount that gets
First
assigned?
come, first serve at that point. It's open to all.
So then that's good news, right? A lot of people from the
Yes,
USA.
yes. And that's what we're saying, right? Last year, there was 10,000 people that traveled from the United States. But again, it's good news for those that made the intention for Hajj, Brother Arif. But if it's not good news for someone who wants to travel from, Orlando on Emirates Airlines.
Understood.
Okay.
But inshallah,
Or
those
it's
that make the niyyah to go, they have a really good chance of going. So this is excellent.
Correct. And now if
Okay.
you have really specific instructions, specific guidance, of course, we're not saying, that maybe we're not downplaying someone's requirements, right? If you're going with your elderly parents, right? And we wouldn't recommend al-Ma'isam. Okay. But what we can do is we can say, you know what, there's an option this year that wasn't there last year, which is the Saudia Kidana building. Okay. So you need to make a decision. Now, of course, someone's going to say, Brother Ahmed, well, you're telling me you need to pay X amount higher. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you need to be able to assess and reassess what you can afford, and also who's going with you, right? And what they can handle, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Okay, let's start taking some questions, inshallah. Hey, Abdul. Naima M. I'm pressing ask to unmute, so I'm asking you to unmute yourself when I call your name, please. Naima M. Abdul
Yeah.
Samad. Yes,
So
Sister Naima.
yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So on phase two, you know how on phase one you guys had a list and everything. On phase two, are we gonna get a list again of available packages that are available, and then we go into the nusuk, and then we plan our own flight?
Yes, of course. So you're gonna have the options of the packages that are same ones. You know the one in darussalam.versal.app?
Yeah.
They're all still there. You're only gonna see 2 that are grayed out. So all the other ones should be available when they launch in phase 3.
In phase two, you mean, or phase three?
Phase 2, no. There's no phase 2 for us as Americans or Canadians or Australians, right? They're public packages, and we don't have visas anymore.
So I thought phase two was Friday, February 14. So there's nothing going on February 14? I'm
Brother
sorry
Arif,
if
you
I'm
want to
slow.
try to take this one?
I understood it's something
Yes,
on
brother.
February 14 at 6 a.m. and then phase three is the 20 of Shaban.
Yeah. So maybe someone, Brother Arif, do you want to reiterate what I've said for the sister?
Sure. So phase two, we will not have the US. I'm assuming you're based in the US, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So for phase
Yeah, I'm
two,
based in
we do not
Boston.
see any available packages for sale because our country is sold out of visas. But for phase three, you will see packages available to purchase. Now, approximately for the 20th of Shaban, that correlates, I believe, to February 19th, roughly. So Brother Ahmed will update us on the exact date, but he's giving you an approximate date right now on when phase three will be up for sale.
Sounds good. So I should not, I already asked my work to change my schedule on 14. So basically on February 14, I'm not going to do anything on Nusuk.
Correct. Yes, don't even bother logging in because nothing will be available for sale for the US.
I told my work that I will be coming late. Okay.
It's okay, inshallah. Maybe you can surprise them and
late.
go on time.
I told my work in Dilaga Taibik I'm gonna come late من عم باخذ ما يمتكون نارا. So that's it.
Well, maybe you can get brownie points now, inshallah, and get there to work earlier. All right, تفضل brother Abdul Samad.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Yes, well, I got the answer. No, I thought, phase 2 also be for US. So you answer my question. So Jazakumullah khair.
Well,
Just,
yeah.
pray for us. Allah is going to call us, inshallah.
Ya Rab, Ya Rab, Ya Rab, inshallah.
Barakallah
Jazakallah
fikum, ya.
khair. Jazakallah khair. Najibuddin. Okay, Muhyiddin.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. That was
Walaikum
the
assalam.
first question I had was the 14th. So basically, one of the sister was saying something about tomorrow morning, the packages will be opening for the Camp Kidana or something like that. Do you know what that means?
Who wants to answer this question?
I can
Sister Aisha?
answer.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Well, because Sister Aisha said it, let her do it, Sister Rima.
Not
Let
a-
her,
yeah.
please
quite-
explain it. Yeah.
not
Her
the-
voice is my voice too.
Okay, go ahead.
So Kidana Tower, the packages are by invite only. Okay. So what we are doing is what Darul Salam is doing is there would be an interest form that would be posted at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. tomorrow evening. 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Tomorrow evening, they'll post the form. It would be on DST channel. I'm sorry if I said morning. I apologize. I did not mean to say morning.
Oh, that's fine.
Tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, they would post that interest form. It is first come, first serve. Once you do the interest form, the second thing would be you would get a commitment. If, like, we are going to follow the same pathway, commitment form. And in the commitment form, you would be going in and filling out, this is the package I want, traveler 1, traveler 2, make sure all your travelers are in there. It is a very easy step to miss. I would highly encourage you to slow down and then fill that out. So 7, 8, how many travelers you have in your group, fill out all their information. You need names and date of births for that. And that's it. And then you would say, yes, I agree. There would be a question in there that if a JFK flight comes open, would you be interested? Answer yes is okay. Answer no is okay as well. That is an interest gathering, data gathering endeavor, so that they can know how much of interest is in it. Should they be pursuing that route or not? Okay. So just for there are like 4 or 5 steps to it, 4 or 5 pages to it. Just keep on filling it out. Keep on saying next. And then once that is filled out completely, previously within seconds, folks were getting an email back. You have secured your spot for Kidana Tower, Kidana Wadi package. Congratulations, Mabruk, and please wait for further information. So that is your guarantee that yes, now I have secured a spot, not just for me, but all the people in my family, and you would be good to go then, inshallah. Is that clear? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say
Yeah,
more.
so Sister Aisha, I just wanted to clarify one more thing. Remember, if you had committed before, that's a commitment. That's it. I hope you're not on this webinar. If anyone already or the meeting, if you've committed already and confusing yourself. Tomorrow at 5 p.m., there's the form that's going to launch out. And then we will then confirm to you within 24 hours that if you're confirmed for this Saudia Kidana package, and the next step is you're going to wait until they launch it on Nusuk. That is going to be a private invitation, and you're going to have enough time to purchase it. You're not going to be going through this whole OTP issue because everyone would have already bought all the packages because the Saudia Kidana is going to have a phase before Ramadan. All right. Again, if you can kindly please, I know there's so many people that it seems like there's a lot of people new to the Dar es Salaam groups. And they're asking many questions, same repeat questions. So if you can just please post the YouTube video for the Saudia Kidana, because probably everyone's like, what is Saudia Kidana? What's going on? What is this phase 2? What is this phase 3? I'm so confused. Where's Hajj? What's happening? Right? So at the end of the days, please just watch the videos. So thank you very much for that. All right. Next.
Brother Ahmad, the
Yes.
form
Yes.
that you are sending tomorrow, is it an interest form or a enrollment or commitment form?
The form is going to be an enrollment and commitment on the individual Hajj side. We will respond by confirming within 24 hours that they've secured an invitation for this spot. And it's a different quota for the Saudia Kidana, naturally, because the quota is for Majar al-Kabsh and Ma'isam. Those are different quotas. And there's a different quota for the Saudia Kidana package, inshallah. So it is not an interest form. It's a commitment from you, okay? Or an interest from you. And we're responding by saying to you, you've secured it within 24 hours. And it's first come, first serve. Brothers and sisters, prices for Saudia Kidana. Prices. Information is on the YouTube link. Everything that you want about the Saudia Kidana is on the YouTube link. Thank you, Sister Maryam. Please send it a few more times. Can we spam the chat with the YouTube video for Saudi Kidana? Let's spam everyone, please. I want everyone to get that video. Thank you. Keep spamming. All right. Thank you. All right. If it's not a Saudia Kidana request, what's the next question? Brother Saad Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. For phase 2, US is clearly unable to purchase from what you have mentioned. For phase 3, the custom packages, the group packages were the flights that were in phase 1, whatever was not sold out, and from what you said, only 2 of them have been sold out. Those exact same packages will be available for phase 3. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. With one caveat, Brother Saad. If the Majar al-Kabsh packages, locations or allocations in terms of visas for Majar al-Kabsh run out, they will all most likely be converted to Ma'isam.
Understood. Are you able to, at this point, let us know of the remaining packages? How many of them have been almost sold out? Are you going to do another reconfiguration? That way it'll give us a shot.
Yes,
Okay.
we definitely will make a reconfiguration, but we'll have to wait until we get that. We don't have visibility for that.
Jazakallah, you've answered my question.
Well, yeah, thank you. Brother Amr Suhail?
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ahmed. I had a similar question as
Amir
Brother
or Amr? Amir, right? Sorry.
Amir, yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, brother?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, question was answered. I just wanted to take a moment to say Jazakallah to yourself and the entire support team for so patiently answering everyone's questions. And yeah, inshallah, looking forward to phase 3. We were unable to get the package. Inshallah, we look for your support and du'as, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
You too, my brother. Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. Sister
Brother,
Zeba?
I think I saw Brother Al-Bara raising his hand.
Oh, Assalamu alaikum. There he is. Brother Al-Bara, you there?
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Brother Ahmed, real quick, for those who get a confirmation for Kidana Tower, understood?
What's that? I'm sorry? Can you repeat that?
I think he got disconnected, Ahmed Bhai.
All right. Is he there again? Maybe if he's there to raise his hand. Yeah, I think he got disconnected. All right. Let me know when he's back in.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Yes, Sister Zeba. Alaikum salam.
So one of the brothers previously to the call you just took did answer my question. So I actually did log into Nusuk today after crying all day yesterday, but I did go into my preferred packages and all of them are still available.
Yes, mashallah. That's great.
Yes, it did give me some relief. But as I understand from what you said is if the Majar al-Kabsh is gone, it's going to automatically change to obviously Al-Muwaisim. Do I have to reconfigure, or is it going to be automatic and the rules and everything stay the way they are? Like my
You might
full
have to
occupancy.
reconfigure. You might have to reconfigure, and we'll let you know, inshallah.
Okay, but on that third day, it would be literally first come, first serve, not like
Correct.
yesterday waiting around for the OTP and not being able to get in.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, once again, brother, thank you so much to you and your team, and please keep the rest of us in your du'as who were not able to get a package, because I do believe going to Hajj from yesterday's experiences is truly a divine call. And if Allah doesn't call you,
Alhamdulillah.
you're not going to go. So keep
Yes,
us in
and
your
it's true.
du'as.
It's subhanallah. Yeah, it's amazing, subhanallah. And you've seen in the chats that there's I think a brother that was able to purchase a package
Yeah.
today because subhanallah, the timing is that someone canceled and someone he booked right away. So the system is open, right? But at the end of the day, it's allocations of visa, inshallah. May Allah yaktibha lil jamia, inshallah.
Yes, brother, you actually sent the message on the DST group, US quotas finished. Literally 2 minutes later, with a wrong OTP, I got in.
Yeah.
And I cried, but afterwards, after I processed everything, that's when I realized if it was meant to be for me, I
Yes,
would have got in that 5 hours. The fact that I got in 2 minutes later, it just, with Allah, just something else now. It just honestly made me realize that if Allah doesn't call you, you're not going to go, no matter
Yeah.
what you do.
Yes, yes.
So keep
Alhamdulillah.
us in your
Jazakallah
dua
khair,
for the
sister.
rest of us.
Ameen ya Rab. Ameen ya Rab.
Thank you.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi. Brother Rahil Khan.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you very much for taking out this time. You guys are doing an awesome job. Apparently, Nusuk isn't, but you guys are doing really awesome.
Alhamdulillah. They're doing every effort. There's a lot going on in the background. Alhamdulillah.
Right,
Remember them in your
right.
dua as well, inshallah. It's
Inshallah.
good intentions.
So I
Alhamdulillah.
have a technical question. So
Yeah.
I went to Hajj last year, Alhamdulillah, and this year I'm trying to take my mom with me. But so I have a previous package that is already showing in my card. And then when I tried to add my mom as a family member, it's prompting with this notification that says you have a pre-selected package. You can purchase the package or delete it by reviewing the shopping cart. And when I go into shopping cart, the shopping cart is empty. So
Okay. Who would like to answer this question?
and I have deleted my passport and re-uploaded my passport and got went through the whole verification process twice.
Yeah.
So it still didn't work. So I don't know if there's any other way we can do this.
So am I understanding it correctly, brother, that you are trying to add your mother into your family?
Yes. So, but I have a previous account which was made last year, and the package from last year is still showing under my packages.
So I had that same issue.
Okay.
I had gone to Hajj last year.
Okay.
And this year I was trying to add my son, like I created a completely different account for him. And I was trying to
Right.
add him. It was not letting me do that. I had to
Okay.
contact Nusuk and they said, add him now. And then it worked. And not just for me, for other sisters as well that I was helping. We had to contact Nusuk for it. So what
Okay.
I would
So I've
suggest
already
is email them.
I did that.
Perfect. And then call them up and say, I want to escalate it. And
Okay.
that's what worked for me and other sisters as well.
Okay. Okay. Any specific time? US time?
24/7. 24/7 they're open, brother. Just tell
Okay.
them that the package in my cart from last year is not allowing me to add family members this year. That's
Okay.
exact verbatim you need to use. That, that it's stopping me or it's not allowing me is what I would tell you, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
And just to make sure your mother don't have any account already from last year or this year, her own account.
No, I think he's adding them. He's
Yeah,
adding her new.
Okay, so that's a new one first time, because if you have an old account or something, that need to be deleted too, because then then it doesn't work. But I think that's a new add on it. So that should work what, Sister Aisha just said.
Excellent. Very good. Jazakallah khair, Sister Maryam and Sister Huda for the responses on the messages. Sister Sarah Khalil, you said, can someone answer my question? But we're not seeing a question from yours, so please post it on there. They're answering, inshallah. Brother Badr? Brother Badr, and then Brother Arfan after, inshallah. Brother Badr?
Oh, okay.
Brother Badr?
Assalamu
Alaikum salam.
Yeah, I did have a couple questions. So my first one, I just wanted to confirm that before phase before phase 3 starts, we will have the opportunity to configure and look at different packages, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. And then my second question would be, if I book a package that leaves from New York, would I be able to change it to Washington, or should I not count on that?
No. So whatever you're gonna see is whatever you get.
Okay, sounds good.
Inshallah. All right, Jazakallah khair. Thank you. Brother Arfan or sister? Is it sister or brother?
Yes. How's it going?
How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Had a quick question. So my original package that was configured is still in the cart. So when the phase 3 opens up, should I still like reconfigure it, empty the cart out and reconfigure it, or
We'll let
suggest
you
to
know.
keep it in there? Okay.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know at least the day before.
Okay. And one other question, the Kidana, I know you sent out YouTube videos and all that. I just had a quick question regarding that. Is Kidana like the elite kind of package, I guess, like the
Correct.
higher than premium
Yes.
type? Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you. Brother Ali?
Alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I have a few questions. Some of them got answered as far as like, I just want to make sure that before phase 3, we can go in and reconfigure, because right now my cart has a package that you said was definitely sold out. So I don't want to waste too much time when it actually launches to try to redo that whole thing. But the math you mentioned earlier, as far as like Al-Qabj having roughly like 3,500 visa slots or
5,500.
Yeah, but 3,500 were sold, correct?
No, a little over that. I mean, it's 15% that we were told. Now, again, remember, there isn't a lot of transparency in a lot of this information, right? We got to get them from the service providers. They get it from the ministry, but we're told 15% of the 5,500 weren't sold. So I'm assuming that it's roughly 825 slots.
Okay, so those will be then pushed into the current packages that have them outside of Al Burj 13, outside of Sierra Gold, to be sold in phase 3. Is that my correct understanding?
Less anything that was sold in public packages.
Okay, so the public packages are still open to us in phase 2?
Phase 3.
Phase 3, got it.
Phase two, unless you're one of the 117 countries that their visas weren't filled,
yeah,
then you can't see phase 2.
Okay, totally understood. Okay, so my other issue is this, like, I want to be respectful of the process, and I understand the concept. Like, even I had this fear of, committing to Kidana, whether or not to commit, because, these are this isn't like a difference between like, Al Burj 3 and 6. Like, comparing the packages to Kidana it's like, or apples and oranges, very, very different. My issue is my family group is quite large. It's 8 of us, half of them being elderly. So for us, like, I have to prioritize for them. Al-Qabsh is going to be a lot. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Al-Qabsh is going to be significantly better for them than Mu'asim is, but like Mu'asim is going to be almost impossible for them given their age and health condition. So then it's like, well, if we can't do Al-Qabsh, then Kidana Towers is also an option. However, I don't want to approach it with the way that the person earlier was talking about it, being like, don't look at Kidana as a backup. But I feel like circumstantially, it's like, I don't know what choice I have, because it is quite the financial commitment to be like, all right, Kidana, we're good to go. Because compared to some of the packages we were looking at, that's almost, based on rough numbers, 3,000 to 5,000 US more per person. Multiply that by 8. I mean, you can do the math. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm not 100% sure what the best way to approach this is, because on one side, I'm like, I want to fill out the Kidana form. I did actually yesterday. However, I now understand that's pretty much voided until tomorrow, 5 p.m., which is totally understandable. Yes. But now my question to myself is like, do I do the Kidana route, or do we try to get this Al-Qabsh? And again, right. It's not about backup, but just trying to make the best decision for.
Yeah. No, and it's very clear, Brother Ali, and we appreciate your transparency on that. At the end of the day, is you're basically saying, Ahmed, the affordability is not there for Kidana unless I have to. So it is a backup for you. So for your situation, it's a backup, right? So you can try for phase 3 if it works out, great, and then you can try after that for the Kidana if it's still available. You know what I mean?
You'll keep us surprised on whether the Kidana slots are full or not.
Of course.
Are you able to give us a rough on that right now or no?
What's that?
A rough, because I know you have the commitments prior to February 9th. There's roughly 1,000 slots for that. Are you able to tell us as
Well,
of
they're increasing it to 1,400, like the GM of Saudia had mentioned. But I rather we wait until we finalize the last list and then we can give you statistics, inshallah.
Understood. So the email I got yesterday evening about thank you for your interest in Kidana, that's void, right?
Correct. That would be void. Yes.
I appreciate it.
Johan Noor.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ahmed.
Alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
Don't hate me for this, but for budgeting purposes, because you went through it pretty quickly on the Kidana webinar this morning,
Yes.
the very maximum number on each package, is that the double or not?
Yes, the maximum would be a double. Correct.
Okay, it just helps me with my budgeting here. All right, Jazakallah khair, and thank you so much for your patience in answering all the questions.
Brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Brothers and sisters, I think we've answered a lot of the questions, mashallah. Again, we have another session Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. We'll take 3 more questions. Sayyid Kareem, Ahmad Yusuf, and Malika. And then inshallah, like we mentioned, hold on. Al-Bara''s question. Where is Brother Al-Bara? Is he still there?
I have it, Brother Ahmed. He's asking, will the Fox get a response also if they didn't secure a spot?
What's that? I'm sorry?
Brother Al-Bara is asking, will the Fox also get a response if they didn't secure a spot in Kidana?
So I'm reading I think he sent me something. Would people receive a message one way or another of Kidana confirmation? Is that what it is? Is that what he's asking? Yes. So yes, if you apply for tomorrow for the Saudia Kidana, within 24 hours, we will let you know if you are in the invitation or you're on wait list. Everyone will get a response, inshallah.
So there is a wait list for Kidana.
After we haven't filled the slots. So the first people that are going to register tomorrow are probably going to be in terms of the invitation, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yep. Does that answer it? All right, Brother Sayyid Kareem.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
So Brother Ahmed, you've mentioned a few times that ideally most of us from the US would be able to secure a package by the end of this all, just maybe not the package that we would initially like to have. But in last year's experience, were there a lot of public packages left over? Personally, I have no criteria for the gateway or the camp. I just ideally would want a custom package because all of my money is already in Nusuk. So what's the likelihood that I'd be stuck with a public package, or it's kind of negligible? There's a bunch of packages of both types available by the end.
Well, last year's experience was a little different, right? Because every package had group flights and custom, so it was a little complicated because the custom, the public package rather, and Musafir style was disabled the first phase, so it was a little different, right? But what I can tell you is inshallah that you will have access to probably a public package. It might not be something that's supported by Dar es Salaam, but you'll definitely have access to a public package or a DST supported package one way or another in phase 3. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, one more question. So it seems like for those who had an account last year, they had, I guess, some sort of random issues either with the e-wallet or adding family members or something this year. So I'm wondering, in case I'm not able to secure a package or whatever happens, is it even worth it holding on to my money into the system until next year, or is it better to just withdraw by the end of it, make a new account next year?
So what happened 2 years ago was different than this year or last year. My understanding now is, and it's factual, it's not only my understanding, is that 2 years ago they had a different platform than what they have right now on Nusuk. So now they're using the same CRM system and same payment system as they did last year. and it can carry over. Sister Rima would also tell you that she had money over from last year and it rolled over this year. So there is no reason for us to believe that they would change the platform for next year. So I would probably say if you don't need the money and made the intention for Hajj next year, it's better to keep it instead of losing 2.645%.
Brother Ahmed, actually, I wanted to keep my money, but Nusuk people keep sending me an email, please withdraw, please withdraw.
Oh, okay.
Other people have ignored them and kept the money, and they were fine.
Got it. So
Yeah,
maybe they wanted to make sure that they get that processing fee, probably, or
I think they want to have all Hajj zero. Everyone
they want to make sure
equal.
they
This
send the
is
money
my
back. But some
yeah.
people didn't withdraw. Is that what you're saying?
Some did not, and it rolled over.
Got it. All right, Brother Saeed, does that answer it?
Yeah, Jazakallah khairan.
Welcome. Brother Omar Iqbal, can you cover the 14-day withdrawal rule? Oh, great question. So my apologies, brothers and sisters. I wasn't actually familiar with the rule 100%. I didn't go through that process, but mashallah, a lot of the team did go through it and they were clear on the rules. But what we can tell you is yes, that rule is in effect. If you had money and you've topped up your e-wallet within the last 14 days, you can actually withdraw without any processing fees within that 14-day time frame. But I want to caution everyone to be very clear. If you withdraw, you're out. Okay? If you're only withdrawing after you purchase, that's fine. But remember, you're not asking for a refund. You're not canceling your booking. You're only withdrawing what's left in the e-wallet. So yes, that is true. And Jazakallah khair for those that brought it up. Within 14 days, you don't pay that fee, inshallah. So we did ask them, can you extend it to 21 days just in case we wait until phase 3? But we're hoping maybe they'll respond and modify it. But it's going to be a catch-22 because if you want to go for phase 3, you might not make the 14 days if you already topped up your e-wallet. Jazakallah khair for that.
Yeah, I'll add on that too. Some people
Yes,
might
sir.
try to withdraw partial, thinking that, okay, the package price is going down. So let me withdraw 10,000 of it. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
If you do any partial withdrawal, you're going to be getting all the money out and then you don't have anything left. So please don't do any withdrawal if you are planning to buy a package in phase 3.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Fahim. And Brother Muhammad Ali, you're asking about domestic flights and Qurbani. I think everyone here will be very upset with you that you're on this group right now. You shouldn't be in a rush, brother. Okay, again, with all respect, there's no reason for you to be asking about domestic and Qurbani right now, okay? Just relax, do your 2 sajda and enjoy your week and then month, inshallah. We'll keep you posted by the end of the month. All right. Brother Ahmed Yusuf and Sister Malika, and then we're going to close up, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, jazakumullah khair. This experience has made me want to be a Hajj volunteer from all the hasanat y'all are getting, inshallah. SubhanAllah. May Allah purify your intentions and accept from you and all of us, inshallah. The first thing I'd responding to what you just said right now about the 14-day rule, I thought from what I read that was only for those who purchased a package that they can cancel. Is that only for those who purchased a package, for everybody?
No, it's an e-wallet. It's an e-wallet rule, right? So if you have in the e-wallet, I mean, let's say you said, subhanAllah, I didn't go in the first time. I'm not going to even try again. I want my money back. You can probably do that if you wanted to. But here's it's a catch-22, right? Like if you decide to do that, you can't try for phase 3.
Got it.
You can't say, let me beat the system by withdrawing now and then depositing again so I can try to get phase 3 because they're going to hold that money in transfer for 45 days, they said. So it's not like going to be instantaneous where you get your money back and then you can put it back again so you could avoid the 2.645%,
Yeah. The process,
got it.
Yeah, the process is irreversible once you start that.
Yeah.
And you will not lose out the 2.75%, right?
What's that? I'm sorry?
You will not get deducted at 2 point whatever percent if you withdraw in 14 days.
Correct. Within 14 days of when you made the top up.
Yeah, the first top up.
Not the first top up, the last top up, right? So you got to figure out. So if the first top up was 1,000 riyals, remember when we were telling everyone to try that out for 1,000 riyals and it's past 14 days, you'll get penalized for that. But if you top up 10 days later or 5 days later and it's within the 14-day window, that's the one that's going to be processed.
Got it. My original question was as follows. You had mentioned, with phase 3, I'm holding up for phase 3, inshallah, that be prepared mentally to not get the packages that you may like because obviously you're getting the scraps. But why is that the case when only a couple of packages have been sold out, right? It's just it was a matter of a quota that prevented everybody, a country quota, not the package quota. So why is it not the case that we should be hopeful that we can get a good package? With the exception
Great
of
question.
being
Yes,
where I
yes.
said, yeah.
That's a great question. Yes. So yes, it's not scraps. It's actually you're getting the packages, but you might not be getting majorly capture instead of ma'isa.
Right. It's only difference.
And psychologically, it's a completely different process with regards to walking, with regards to the fact that you don't have the masha'ad train versus the bus shuttle, right? So if it's you alone, if healthy couple, healthy individual, right? That's great, right? I don't think you're gonna feel the difference much. But let's say you're taking an elder parent or an elder family member, I wouldn't advise against. I would advise against it.
Got it.
Like
Yeah,
the whole psychology of it, like, hey, I'm paying X amount of money, and all of a sudden I'm only paying, $1,500 less, and all of a sudden I'm an hour away walk, right? It's all psychological. It's if you've accepted it, you've accepted it. We've seen a lot of people last year who've accepted it and embraced it, and we've had some people that probably had friends that were in majority cap taking pictures of how close they are to the to the Jamarat, and they would kind of put some fuel on fire for them, and then they would come very angry about why they got married.
That for me is very good news. Yeah, healthy couple. My other question was, you mentioned also that because so phase 3, you expect
Maya, why
much,
you?
Whoa,
Sorry, who's
a
that?
much.
Go ahead.
You expect a much smoother process on sale purchase day because there'll be less people. But I would imagine it'd be worse, right? The whole world is competing for the spots. Wouldn't it be much worse? Why would it be better this time?
Great question. Because from the 117 countries, they would have had 5 days to purchase. So essentially, the people that will probably be logging in are the 9 countries.
9 countries. Okay.
That were sold out, right? Because the others are going to have an opportunity for probably almost 5 days to purchase.
I see.
Does that make sense? But that still doesn't mean that it cancels out your point of view, because those 9 countries probably amount to probably 80% of the volume.
Yeah.
Got it. Has that been the past experience as well? Like last year's phase 3 was a lot better than phase 1, like the wait times and all that?
Yeah. So we're talking to you from experience, right? I mean, Allahu Alam what's going to happen now. So please forgive me. I mean, I don't want anyone to come and say, well, Brother Ahmed said it's going to be much better. Allahu Alam. But at the end of the day, based on last year's experience, yes.
Last question, final question. These Q&A webinars are incredibly beneficial. Why don't you post the recordings? I would highly suggest, I've benefited so much from the previous ones, much more than the tutorials, for those who have already been through the system. I suggest to post these recordings. Barakallahu feekum.
Allah barik feek. Jazakumullah khair, Brother Ahmed. Well, I mean, the hesitation sometimes in terms of sending these recordings out sometimes is because of maybe the ultra transparency. But we'll definitely make an effort, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. All right, last, Sister Malika, and I know Sister Asiyata has an urgent question. We'll take her after, and then we'll end, inshallah. And remember, we are with you Wednesday night. There's really nothing that's going to happen between today and Wednesday night. I promise you, there's nothing urgent. You shouldn't lose any sleep. You won't lose your breath. Nothing is going to happen. No one's going to take the money from the e-wallet. Nothing is going to all of a sudden surprise you and load up, and thousands of people bought packages tomorrow. So Wednesday at 7 p.m. as well, we'll cover all that was still missing, inshallah.
Hello?
Yes, Sister Malika?
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
I'm new here, and unfortunately, we missed the purchasing the package other day. I believe we had a less information, and I assume, I believe the majority of people who bought the package, it was like maybe from the last year, because they was more informed how does the nusukas works, and it helped them to be on time and navigate the system, just to purchase the right package in the right time. Anyway, I have a question regarding the Kidana. And the sister, she mentioned that tomorrow we have to sign the commitment. And on that commitment, will you include the packages with including the pricing and configuration, what we're getting on that package? That's my first question. before
Yes,
we sign the
sister. All
commitment.
that information is there. It's in a video. So I kindly ask you, do you mind, while you're still on the line with us, if someone can post the link for Sister Malika on the public share? Because I want to make sure before she gets off, she says she has the video in her hand, in her possession. Can
Yeah,
someone
thank you.
send the link again with the video for the Saudia Kidana? There it is. Sister Malika, do you see the link?
It's
in the chat.
It's on the chat. Okay, I have to.
If she's on Telegram, she can DM me and I'll help her more.
Yeah. No, it seems like I think she caught up to our group a little late. But
Yes,
Sister
yes.
Malika,
Yes,
do you see the
I got the
links?
link. Yes,
Okay,
I got the
excellent.
link.
Allahumma
And-
ballagna. Now you
and-
have it, okay?
Yes, thank you. And
So,
one more
inshallah.
last question. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And my
Yes.
last question is on the third phase. Like, will it be exactly like same as the first phase? Will you publish the packages and then it's gonna take some time for us to review it and then it's gonna go on sale, or it's gonna go on sale
Well,
on the same
sister,
day?
the packages are all still on there. You can still see them all. They're just grayed out.
So it's basically will remain the same packages and the same
Correct.
fees and everything else. Nothing will be
Correct.
changed.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Jazakallah khair, everyone. Thank you, Sister Huda and Sister Ibtisam, for answering the messages. Sister Maryam, Sister Rima, Sister Aisha, Sister Angie, Brother Fahim, Brother Arif, and everyone else. Who else am I missing? And any other major questions? I think Sister Asiyat, where's she? I can't see her name anymore. Asiyata.
She's here. Asiyata Diaw.
Yeah, she's been trying to. Okay. I've unmuted her. You're the last one, inshallah. Last but not least, bi'idhnillah.
Hi,
Sister Asiyata.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So I kind of had a question, and I'm sorry if it's repetitive, but I don't think it was answered. It's kind